India has welcomed the US's move to designate the Resistance Front, the group behind the Pahalgam terror attack, as a terrorist organization and also described the effort as a strong affirmation of India-US counter-terrorism operation. This, as the United States has officially designated the Resistance Front as a known terrorist organization. This is an offshoot of the Pakistan-based group Lashkar-e-Taiba, but it is now declared a foreign terrorist organization following the Pahalgam terror attack, which killed 26 people. As you know, the Pahalgam terror attack was the deadliest strike in the valley since the 2019 Pulwama strike. It also coincided with Mr. Vance's visit to New Delhi. But you must note that while the US has officially designated the TRF as a foreign terrorist organization, they stopped short of explicitly mentioning Pakistan. We have a report from Nazir Masoodi and Alistair D'Souza with all the key developments for you. Listen in.
TRF, the Resistance Front, it was actually aimed to give an indigenous color to this terror organization. Since 2019, we do know what is the significance of 2019. It was the year when Article 370 was abrogated. Jammu and Kashmir was downgraded and divided into two union territories. And Pakistan tried to, create a different terror modules in Jammu and Kashmir. As I said earlier, in January 2023, Home Ministry declared this TRF as a terrorist organization. First major attack this TRF has carried out was a drone attack in Jammu, Air Force Base camp. And then since October 2021, they're having series of attacks on army, special forces, civilians, yatris, particularly these Mata Vishnu Devi yatris, 2 attacks on them, and then this Pahalgam terror attack. So this group is involved in all these attacks, and finally this has been declared as a global terror organization by the United States, clearly recognizing India's concern on terror, as India has sent these diplomatic missions across the world to tell the world that terrorism is, we will fight here on our own. But terrorism is not just our problem, it's the global problem. And this appears to be the beginning to fight that globally.
Yes, clearly this is a clear validation for what India has been persistently saying, that it was Pakistan connected terror groups behind that Pahalgam attack. And now you have the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, releasing that statement that came out about a few hours ago, saying that in fact this group, the Resistance Front, is a proxy and a front for Lashkar-e-Taiba. And if you go back to LET, we've seen LET conducting attacks on India in the past, especially that infamous Mumbai attack on the Taj Hotel and other Mumbai landmarks. So this is really, as I said, a validation for what India has said, that this is a Pakistan group and they in fact are behind that Pahalgam attack that left 26 people, mostly civilians, dead. Now, very important also here, we saw a few weeks ago how President Trump had this lunch with Pakistan's army chief, Asif Munir. And at that point in time, there were people who kind of questioned why he was doing that, possibly saying that it was causing a bit of a strain between India and the United States. But today's statement clearly validates what Trump has persistently said, and Marco Rubio has also once again reiterated in that statement that the United States is very clear on clamping down on terror. And here is a statement that says that in fact this group, calling out the Resistance Front as this, labeling it as a group that is that in fact is a foreign terrorist organization linked to LET.
Aishwarya Jain has also been tracking the details for us very closely. He joins us with an update at the moment. Aishwarya, as we're given to understand, Marco Rubio has described the terror outfit as a front and proxy of Lashkar-e-Taiba, but not explicitly mentioned Pakistan.
Well, that's right. But it is these multiple efforts made by India, and India putting its zero tolerance policy against terrorism, sending the multi-party delegations to 33 global capitals, and giving proofs to these countries that how Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba and its proxy, the Resistance Front, is behind these terror activities. And India is just not the one who is the victim of terrorism, but it is different countries across the world in the past who had been the victim of terrorism, and to corner them, to isolate them, these efforts are being made. It is India who has hailed the United States for designating it as a foreign terrorist organization or the special designated terror group, but it is these proofs that had clearly stated that how the TRF and the chief of the TRF, who was the mastermind of Pahalgam terror attack, the proofs that India had given in 2008 Mumbai terror attacks that was led by the LET, and 2024 terror attack as well. But certainly after now labeling these terror outfits, it is the anti-terror operations that India or the world conducts that will get a momentum, certainly a big boost as far as these operations are concerned, and also certainly it is these diplomatic victory that India is clearly hailing, and the External Affairs Minister also hailing the India-US anti-terror cooperation as a part of this outreach. Now the TRF clearly being labelled as a foreign terrorist organization.